Hello there everybody, a very good morning to you all and welcome back to howtotrade.com and welcome back to another live stream here in our trading room and across our YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter or X channels. It's good to see you all. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Am I losing the plot? It is Wednesday. And hopefully we get some good market moves today. It's just started to kick off a little bit, which is exactly what I wanted. We had the Google earnings last night, which really kicked things off in the stock market. So I will talk a little bit about that, of course. And really, we're going to be looking to, we're going to have a look. I'm going to do a bit of analysis on Google stock, I think, and have a look ahead to what to expect for today. Particularly, going to look at the gold market. It broke out beautifully from that very risky trend line opportunity yesterday, but with higher risk does come higher reward. Good to see you all in the trading room anyway. Martin, hello to you, and Dibble, hello to you. Do apologise. I saw that it was a bit buggy as well. Could you just tell me, Martin, is it normally buggy, or is it normally okay, or is it just today that it's been buggy? Let me know, because obviously it's something that I need to fix. If not, normally it seems like it's okay from my end, but if it's not, then I do need to know that because I can fix that for us. I don't know how, but I'll try. I think it's because it takes quite a lot of download space. Okay, right. So let's have a look now at Google earnings last night. Here we go. Very important. Again, one of the biggest companies out there. Google parent Alphabet topped Wall Street expectations in its third quarter earnings report on Tuesday, the first domino to fall in a crowded week for big tech earnings. We've spoken about that already. We know how busy this week is going to be when it comes to big tech. I've just got some of the key facts for you. This is an article from the Forbes website. I'll just read through those key points for you. Alphabet reported $88.3 billion in revenue, including $65.9 billion in its primary Google advertising business. Okay, what we want to know is how did that compare to previously? Well, compared to the average analyst projections, basically the predictions of 86.4 billion, so more revenue than predicted in total sales, and 65.4 billion in ad revenue, which is pretty much the same as what was expected. They generated $2.12 earnings per share, 26.3 billion in net income. That's compared to the estimates of 1.84 earnings per share and 22.9 billion net profit. So we're talking about a beat on the earnings per share, quite significant beat, 28 cents, and also a beat on the net revenue of a fairly decent amount as well, over 3 billion. In net profit, more than what was forecasted. So as you can imagine, that's quite a good thing for the stock in general. That's Alphabet's best sales figures ever, topping the 86.3 billion brought in during 2023's fourth quarter. The best profit reading ever. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Alphabet stock has underperformed the S&P 500 over the last 12 months. Blah 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 blah. Just wanted to see if there was anything on any forward guidance, but there wasn't anything that I can see in this article. Okay, so now we know that. That's we shouldn't use that as we shouldn't say, right, okay, because Google have released such a impressive earnings report that we should expect the same from the Nasdaq or the same from like Meta and Amazon and Microsoft and all those big guns. We shouldn't expect the same. However, that's now two of the big guns that have released, Tesla and Alphabet, and both of them have been pretty impressive. So I would say that it's a good sign. That's what I'll say. If you are around on the YouTube channel, feel free to pop up and say hello. Oh yes, always. It's 2.5 mins are buggy, stuttering, and then the other half is usually played okay. Oh, I do apologise about that. That's a bit annoying. It's and for you, Dibble, it's always bugging. That's annoying because I like that. It might just be that the download size was too big, maybe for the Wi-Fi that I'm on. But we'll see. I do have pretty good Wi-Fi. Hello to you, Jeanette. Good to see you. Thank you for the message. Hope you're doing well. Let's just take a quick look now at the Google stock. And as you can see, no real surprise there that we've seen, quite a bullish 4-hour candle here on Google stock. What I would say is, obviously, we need to wait until this the market opens later on. I think it's at 1:30 UK time now. It's an hour earlier because of the clocks. You can see when that report came out, we surged quite a lot, we traced a little bit, and now we pretty much closed on the high of the day. So really good sign if you're looking to continue this Google stock rally. Now, what I've noticed in Google stock is if we look at this really key high or equal highs here, we could say this is a key liquidity target, buy side liquidity, and that was at 170. And what's happened here is the market has bottomed out, it's consolidated, and then what we've seen is that form a base to basically break Google stock to new highs. So how we close today, for me, is really, really important. Because if we close above these highs, or this equal high, say we close at 172 or 174, I think we could potentially be seeing a move up. Oh, I'm actually seeing the pre-market up at 181. So we have broken, of course we have, sorry. Oh, so we've actually broken above that already. So there's that 4-hour candle, because I can actually see it now. There's the breakout. So I presume we're gonna close above here. We're actually gonna open up at 181, which is in a fair value gap. For me, it's all about waiting for a little bit of a pullback. As always, I don't like to buy at highs. We wait for a little bit of a pullback, and then really we just need to try and, I think that unless things change in the industry, which I'm not seeing at the moment, I'm seeing strong economic data. I'm actually seeing things that talks about inflation creeping back. These companies are going to continue to do well, I think. And that's not a massively bold prediction, but a lot of people were trying to sell into these big tech companies. I just think that's so risky. In fact, I think that, I could say that maybe we could get a move up to $200 per share in Google stock after that earnings report. So that's that. And then when you marry that up to what we've seen on the Nasdaq, you can see that the Nasdaq was really performing quite well all the way throughout the day. Ever since it filled this fair value gap, we can see that rally. Let me just delete these drawings so it's nice and clear now because we filled that fair value gap. For me, what I'm looking for is a bit of a pullback down to 20,500. It's about 80 pips away or 80 points away from where it is now. I'm actively really looking to buy at 20,500. I think that could be a good support area. And the reason that I like this area is because, once again, we've now created a new high. We've had a break of this structure. Sorry, let me draw that a bit clearer. This high here, which was broken yesterday, that was an inevitable sign for me. Now we've broken above that high. We're just looking for a bit of a pullback, and we can maybe use the trend rider here down into 20,500. And then really, to be honest, I'm looking to target 20,800, which would be a new all-time high in the Nasdaq, and that's really my prediction for what I expect. Let me just quickly check the trading room, just see if there's any questions or anything. Okay, no, pretty quiet out there. If anyone's around, feel free to pop up. It is a bit quiet. Anyway, so that's my view really for today. So how we get involved in that? Well, I'm looking down onto the lower time frames. Looking at the 15-minute time frame at the moment. I'm going to turn my Smart Money Concepts indicator on. There's nothing really clear too much there. 5-minute time frame, we can see a bit more support coming in. Just having a look at where 20,500 is. Sits below these support areas. Okay, what about on the hourly time frame? No, there's nothing there. I mean, the risky play is to do it right now, but we've already reacted from that. This blue area here, we've already reacted from that, so it'd be a bit risky, but we are at that area right now if you're looking to get involved. 20,500, there is some imbalance there. Just trying to build a bit of a case. Yeah, that looks all right. Maybe try. I'll probably try and enter above 20,500 because it may be that we don't quite get there. But I'm going to use 20,500 as a support area, along with the 50% of this fair value gap in here. That's why sometimes you can't always rely just on the indicators, because the way that I analyze markets, I spot things that the indicators can't, and that's not me being big-headed. That's just like I spot things which the indicators don't agree with. I think this is a nice fair value gap or imbalance where we could look to maybe use 20,500. If we don't get there and you want to play it risky, then we need to go right now at 20,580. Okay, good stuff. Right, let's take a look at gold. There it is again, guys. There's our breakout in gold. Exactly what we expected. I mentioned to you at the beginning of the week that we were trading within this range, and that if we got a liquidity grab at this range, we could trade it back inside. But if we get a full candle closure above it, then it's going to be... Oh, it looks like my camera's frozen. That's annoying. Just not going right today, is it, guys? Do apologise about that. Let me just quickly turn my actual camera off so you can still see the charts. There we go. Yes, so once we got that full candle closure above yesterday, it's no real surprise to me that we're now going higher and higher and higher once again. We've broken out to a new high. Look at the daily chart. It's just not very forgiving at all. Slight pause there. New break. Guys, I think we're heading up to 2,800 by the end of the week. I'll be surprised if 2,800 isn't tested by the end of the week. Now, in order to get a good risk-reward trade up to 2,800, we do need to try and take advantage of some lower time frame demand zones and lower time frame order blocks. And I can see one here at 2780, sorry. And we could look to potentially go long there. Bit of a riskier play because there's some support below it. May even want to cover that area. And then if we targeted 2,800, you can see that's a 4.25 to 1 risk reward trade. So let's say you risked 0.5% on that. That's potentially a 2% profit off of 0.5% with that trade like that. And that's something that probably I'm going to look to trade myself. So I'm going to actually grab the... I'm just going to set that to 20,800. There we go. 4.26. Let's see if we can get in and benefit from that this week. So it's a bit of a scalping opportunity. If you guys like scalps, this is the one for you. And I'll post that idea. I'll post that idea in the room for you. Now, just quickly as well, if we have a look at USD versus the Japanese yen, a market that I've got a little bit of interest in at the moment. I just wanted to quickly point this out to you guys. We're actually starting to show signs of weakness here. If we look at the trend rider moving averages, you can see we've just broken down below, so we might even come and get a test of 124.4. I'm going to be interested to see if that acts as support here at this 36 MA. Now, I actually have got a little bit of a theory that I think the dollar might be in for a small reversal, bearish reversal. And that's why I'm still currently in my USD Swiss franc short. As you can see, look at that. Just started to move in my favour now as well. I didn't want to expose myself too much, but I actually think that potentially the dollar yen play could be a good one as well. It's just not the best market to pick. If you're going to try and pick out some dollar weakness, I wouldn't try and pick out the Japanese against the Japanese yen. Instead, I would use some of the other markets like pound. You can see that we're threatening a bit of a breakout here in cable. pretty much how I called it as well. A break above this trend line, and then maybe a reaction or a pause above it. A bit like what we saw on gold. Look what happened on gold yesterday. We got the breakout above, bearish candle, bit of a hold around it, and then the move higher. I think we could be seeing that in the pound versus the US dollar as well. So that's a good market. And I think the other market, which I think looks good for a trend rider trade, is potentially this pound versus Japanese yen market as well. Something that looks, again, but I'm already exposed enough into this. But you can see we're coming to fill this fair value gap in green. We could see, and actually, we're about to trade into a order block as well. There's lots going on here, I know, I do apologise. Let me just tidy it up. Sometimes the analysis can get a bit messy, I know. We know that fair value gap's there, we can delete that. I'm actually looking for something like this. Okay. And then maybe come and test 200. Crypto Gambles, hello to you. You want me to look at AED versus the Canadian dollar? No problem. If you have just joined, I do apologise that there's no camera at the moment. It just froze on me, so I need to restart my OBS, and that would remove the stream, and we don't want that. Canadian dollar, we can see Aussie CAD. Okay, interesting. Right. So, what do I notice here? Nothing by the looks of it. Yeah, I thought that was the case. This looks to me like a bit of a reversal. What we've got here is classic inducement. That's where the market has a leg to the upside or to the downside. And then within that, small structure changes. But you can just see how it's not very clear. And then what happens is you get divergence along that, which you can see we've got here. And then we get that next leg higher. So I'm bullish on AED CAD, Crypto Gambles. I think that we could be seeing how we would get in. You're probably going to ask next. What's the best way to try and get into this market? Well, let's have a look. Let's wait for a breakout, a full body candle closure above this trend line, this descending channel. We've got RSI divergence as well. Let's wait for a breakout, little retest, and then try and trade that one higher. That's how I'd play AED versus the Canadian dollar. It's not a market that I trade though, unfortunately, but it does look good. The technicals do look decent. Let me just quickly check the trading room. Oh, I do apologise about that, Marco. Don't know why that happened, to be honest. How Matt, hello. I have just looked at gold. Hopefully you managed to see that. Hello to you, Shelley. You can still hear me, which is great. I don't think there's too much more really to discuss. We can have a look at oil, actually. Oil prices have, as you can see, tested my trend rider short, which I entered yesterday. It was right there I entered with a stop loss just above the 36 EMA. And as you can see, running in a little bit of profit. Similar, it's very, very similar to what we saw here. So I'm hoping that it's not a carbon copy. And hopefully we can continue. We're actually right at the next retest of the EMA 12, guys. So if you haven't got in yet, there's a potential re-entry there as well. If you wish to take that on board, then that's up to you. And yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. So a very positive set of earnings from some of the big tech. We've got more coming. We have got, let me just quickly show you that actually. Microsoft and Meta later on, so it's going to be another busy evening. We've also got obviously NFP coming up in a couple of days. We've got GDP out of the US as well, so I'm expecting volatility to stay in these markets, guys. So if you are trading, make sure you're on top of everything that's going on and on top of actually managing your trades live, because it's going to move quite quickly, so we need to actually be in front of our screens and on the ball. Okay. All right, I will post a trade idea in the trading room. You will see that trade idea here in the market analysis section. I will share that for you in the next hour or so. Until then, trade well, trade safe. I do apologize about the lack of camera. I'll sort that out for tomorrow, and I'll see you all very shortly. Thank you.